Remote work. What started as a necessity during the pandemic has become a cornerstone of how millions of Americans work today. But as President-elect Donald Trump vows to challenge federal remote work policies, the future of work from home for government employees hangs in the balance. In 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic upended traditional work environments. Businesses and governments alike transitioned millions of employees to remote work nearly overnight. For many, it was a temporary solution, but for others, it became the new normal. By 2024, remote work had expanded dramatically, with roughly 10% of federal government employees in fully remote positions and another 30% teleworking part-time. Agreements like the one between the Social Security Administration and its union aim to formalize these policies, extending remote options into the next decade. For employees, remote work meant greater flexibility, reduced commuting costs, and better work-life balance. For agencies, it often translated into cost savings, reduced office space needs, and expanded access to talent nationwide. But not everyone views remote work as a success. President-elect Trump, joined by Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, has taken a hard stance against it. Arguing that COVID-era policies have overstayed their welcome, Trump criticized the Social Security Administration's Telework agreement, calling it terrible and ridiculous. Trump's position aligns with efforts by Musk and Ramaswamy to cut $2 trillion from the federal budget. They argue that requiring workers to return to offices would reduce inefficiencies, eliminate underused real estate, and weed out employees unwilling to adapt. Supporters of remote work highlight its numerous benefits. Studies have shown that flexible work policies boost morale, improve productivity, and increase retention rates. For the federal workforce, remote work has allowed agencies to hire top talent from across the country, not just within commuting distance of Washington, D.C. Additionally, telework policies have led to significant cost savings. Agencies spend less on utilities, maintenance, and office supplies, while employees save on commuting expenses. For many, it's a win-win scenario. However, critics argue that remote work comes at a cost. Trump and his allies point to decreased collaboration, slower decision-making, and reduced accountability as key concerns. Musk even claimed that almost no one in government works in person, calling it a waste of taxpayer dollars. Others note the challenges of remote work, from technology gaps to the difficulty of building cohesive teams. Some studies suggest that innovation and mentorship suffer when employees are not physically present. Trump's stance on remote work has major implications for the federal workforce, which includes over 2 million civilians. A return-to-office mandate could force tens of thousands of employees to choose between their jobs and their current lifestyles. Many federal employees have pushed back, arguing that returning to in-office work full-time is unnecessary and disruptive. For unions like the American Federation of Government Employees, the fight for telework is about preserving flexibility and modernizing government operations. Workplace transformations are not new. In the early 20th century, the rise of industrialization moved workers from farms to factories. The mid-century brought the office boom, as white-collar work flourished. Now, remote work represents the next evolution of how and where we work. Each shift has faced resistance, as old norms clashed with new realities. Trump's challenge to remote work policies echoes past debates about how to balance productivity, efficiency, and employee well-being. As the debate unfolds, the future of remote work in the federal government remains uncertain. If Trump's push succeeds, it could signal a nationwide shift back toward traditional office environments. If it fails, remote work may become a permanent feature of government operations. Ultimately, this moment represents a crossroads. Will America embrace remote work as a tool for modernizing its workforce, or will it revert to old structures, valuing in-person presence above all else? The answer could reshape not only the federal government, but the broader American workplace for decades to come. Remote work isn't just a policy, it's a reflection of how we live, work, and adapt to change. As the battle over telework continues, one thing is clear: the workplace revolution is far from over.